everyone, this is Michelle. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel, A Space Stamp Chick, and spending some time with me. I have today for you what I think will be a really easy and fun tutorial of a waterfall flip book. And this is the one that I have made to show you, and it even has a shaker front. Okay, super cute. Has this cute little hooray, it's a good time to eat cake, and some little stamps here. And this is from Pink and Maine. I use their Crafty Courtyard kit, and this one is from March, I believe. And the ribbon is from my stash, but let me open this up and show you what's inside. This is, like I said, a waterfall booklet. So what that means is each page is a 1/4 of an inch longer than the page before it. Okay, so it waterfalls, you know, on the side here. So you can see how it kind of flips. So your first page, of course, is going to be really small, but as you go along, it gets bigger. This is double-sided paper that is from the Pink and Maine March kit as well, which is really fun. I love the fact that it all color coordinates, so it makes it really easy to put this together. And you can see each page has a really fun pattern, and it just gets progressively bigger the more you flip through the book. And then that's your last page. That's your back cover. You can see I even put some paper on the spine. Okay, and so that's the book. So to do this one, like I said, I used the March kit, and this is the stamp set that comes in the March kit. It's a lot of fun sentiments, and it has a matching die set. And then this is the paper pad. Both are called Hooray, because that's what the little die cut is that comes with it. And then I also used, to make the shaker, the Cloudy Frames die, which does not come from a kit, but that is available on their website. So you can get that separately. To make this kit, we are going to use the February Crafty Courtyard card kit, because I'm almost out of everything in the March, and the colors are really similar, so it'll be really cute. So we will work with that. And then let me show you real quick is some of the dimensions of what you're going to need to make this particular book. So the cover, I used the white cardstock that comes in your Crafty Courtyard kit. It's super thick. It's like 110 pound paper. And that's an 11 by 6 1/4 inch piece. And so the booklet is 6 1/4 this way. And then it's a total of 11 inches. Then you have 10 pages that are in your book, and they all are 6 inches by another dimension. The paper pack is a 6 by 6 paper pack. So your final page is going to be 6 by 6, but your first page is 6 by 3 3/4, and then every page on it gets a 1/4 of an inch bigger. So let me bring this up a little farther to the camera so you can do like a screenshot if you want to, so you can see all your measurements. That's what you're going to need to do the cover and to the inside flip pages. Okay. I also, of course, added pattern paper on the cover, so it's not just plain white, and all I did is cut it a 1/4 of an inch smaller than the dimension that, you know, is there. So I have those all pre-cut, so we'll walk through that as well. Now, to do your pages, here are the pages I pre-cut. You can see they waterfall. They're all about a 1/4 of an inch different. And each page needs to be scored on the left side at a 1/2 inch. So you can just see they're all scored right there on the left side, 1/2 inch. And I went ahead and did all of those because we're going to glue those together, and that is how they are attached. You can see they're just right on top of each other, and they have that 1/2 inch overlap, which, because the paper is pattern paper on both sides, it looks really cute, I think. So that works out really good. So these are all pre-cut, ready for us to glue. And then for the cover, let me show you what we have going on there. This is the white cardstock that they provide in a kit. And it is 6 1/4, okay, by 11. And then we have scored it at 4 3/4 and 5 1/4. Okay, so those are your two scores, 4 3/4 and 5 1/4. And that basically makes a 1/2 inch spine. Okay, so you can see that's about a 1/2 inch. Okay, and that will hold all your papers. Okay, and what we will do is we're going to go ahead and put on all the printed paper onto your cover first. So for the front, I chose this sheet. And you can see it's basically just a 1/4 inch smaller than my front. So it is 4 3/4 by 6 because it's a 6 1/4 length. Okay, so we already have that one picked out. And let's get that glued on. I love this side of it too. Those polka dots in that kind of a teal color are really pretty. But I just thought the other would be, it's more colorful, so that's why I chose it. So just get some glue on there. Actually the front you don't have to do right away. Oh, you know what? We need to put our ribbon. I almost forgot. I have from my stash 2 pieces of ribbon. And they are about 10 inches long. So let me get some tape here. And I'm just going to eyeball the center. And since we're going to be gluing this underneath a piece of paper, we don't really need to worry about, doesn't have to be perfect. As far as like the adhesive, everything else will keep it in place. The main thing is that you want them to both meet up, the 2 ribbons, when it's front to back. So I want to make sure that those come out at the same spot. Okay, so now we're ready. So glad I remembered the ribbon. Alright, so let's put some more glue on this. You can see this glue dries pretty quick. So the other glue's already drying. I like to put a lot of glue just to make sure it sticks really nice. And I want the flowers up in this corner because when I put my shaker on, I'm also going to put a little stamped image down in this corner, so you're not going to really see that. So I want to make sure that gets seen. Okay, so the back, I have chose this really fun stripe to put back here. There we go. So we'll glue that on. And like I said, you don't have to do the front covers right away, but we might as well. The inside piece is what you need to do before you can put any of your pages in. So that's really important to get that down. So just kind of eyeball that and line it up. Okay, so it's already looking really cute. And then for the spine, I chose this fun little piece here. And you don't have to do the spine. This is actually a 3/8 of an inch piece. And so you might feel like that's a little small, but I kind of like to do it just because I think it looks cute, but also because I feel like it adds some strength to the book to help it stand up to being, looked through and used and all of that. Okay? All right, so that is the outside. Now for the inside, I chose these 2 pieces, and there was another piece for the spine, but it looks like that piece might be missing. Uh-oh. Oh well. Oh wait, there it is. Here's the spine. I chose the same piece to go inside because it all color coordinates. Okay? That spine piece had fallen on the floor. Alright, so we'll get this glued. Now this is really important that you get these glued down, because the back piece especially, because that's where your flip book is going to rest on. And so once you put your flip book in, you can't put this piece really. So it's really important for it to go down. So I just recently, earlier this year, started getting the Pink and Main kit. I think February was my first kit. So it's really fun. I love that they include so much in their kits. They're a great deal. Really good, you know, value. And there's so much you can do with them. I mean, they're really cute. You can do cards, which typically I make a lot of cards. But I love doing flip books. And they provide a lot of paper, and flip books are a great way to use up a lot of paper. So you're not just sitting around with a ton of paper that you haven't used. And it keeps it in a big piece. So if it's really cute or really pretty, you're not cutting up that really pretty paper. Okay, so that's the cover, the outside, and the inside of your flip book. So that looks cute already. So now let's work on your pages. All right. These are going to be sitting on top of each other, glued together. And what I like to do is start with the bottom piece. And we're just going to crease that really good. Okay. And this is where you're going to glue. It's right there on that 1/2 inch. Remember, they're all scored 1/2 inch on the left side. And then you're going to line that up in your book. And so you're going to line that up right there with the paper you already put down. So that makes it so easy. And you want to make sure that it's not super close to your last, to your spine. You want it to be close, but not all the way, because you want that to be able to move. Okay, so you can put it close, but you have to have it where it can move. Okay, so let's see here. Looks like I am missing a sheet, and I know which one it is. Let me grab it real quick. What do we got here? I had put this one away thinking I didn't need it. And now I remember this is actually the last sheet, because the last sheet should be a 6x6. And this one is not. Okay. And we need to score this one 1/2 inch. So we'll do that real quick. Alright. I always think I have everything ready, and then there's always like one thing that you forget, right? Okay. There we go. So this is going to be the last sheet. Alright. Now we're good to go. Alright, and so this one is going to go right on top of it. Like that. Okay? And that's what we're going to do, is we're going to do it here, and then we're going to add it into the book. Now some people like to add them and build them right off the book. Sometimes I find that it's a little bit easier. Oops. It's just clogged up a little bit here. There we go. There we go. Sometimes I find it's just a little bit easier to build it outside the book and then to add it in. So we're going to keep this folded over, because that's what's going into the book. And then line that up. You want it to be really as perfectly lined up as you can. You want it to be, you know, perfectly lined up on the edges especially, because they are going to see this when they open the book. And so you want everything straight. Okay. So we'll do the next one. And you can choose whichever side you want to be front or back, since this is all double-sided. Wow, this usually does not have any issues. It's clogging up a little bit here. There it goes. Okay. So you can use adhesive on this if you want. If you wanted like a adhesive tape. I like to use the glue because I feel like it gives me a little bit of wiggle room, so I can have time to wow, this usually does not happen like this. Usually it's really good. There we go. But I like to use the glue because I feel like it gives me enough time that I can get this on there straight. I feel like when I do the adhesive, sometimes once you put it down, you're like, that's it. There's nothing else you can do. And so if it's crooked, it's crooked. And since everybody does see this when they open your book, you want it to be as straight as possible. You also want to try to get this side very straight as well, like stacked really well on top of each other. Wow, I don't know what's going on. This glue is always really great about not clogging. So of course, as soon as I start filming, it wants to stop working. You don't usually have this problem. This is like my favorite glue. It's called the Barely Art Precision Craft Glue. Okay. So you're just checking right here to make sure this is all flush and even, and then make sure right there it's all nice and even across here as well, right? Make sure we got that down real good. Okay, so now we have this one. And it's nice because it's not that big of a book, but you end up with 10 pages. So front and back, you know, that gives you 20 pages to either put photos, or you can write things if you add additional, like a white cardstock or a light colored cardstock on top of this, like little panels. Then you can actually write in it, and it could be a journal. Okay, so see, that's looking really good already. Just a few more to do. Make sure you got your good creases there. You want everything to flip really well. So we look good. We're not going crooked. Everything's lined up good, I think. I chose to put the solid side face up on this one just to kind of break up all these prints. It's kind of busy paper, but it's super cute. So there we go. Couple more here. So I have a cat that is sitting off to the side here, and he keeps trying to get onto my craft table, and this is the third time I have started the video because I have to get him out of the way. And so right now he was just trying to come over again, but looks like he is not going to. I've kind of shooed him away. He has been napping this whole time, and then as soon as I start to film, he wants to get in the middle of it, of course. I don't know, any of you have pets that as soon as you start crafting, they're just in the middle of everything. They're so funny. They normally, I have 2 cats, and they normally do sit on my craft table frequently. And so they're kind of like, you know, they think it's theirs probably, and why am I using it? And, you know, they can't get on it when I'm using it. Oops, clogged one more time. I don't know. Whoops. I usually don't have any problems with this glue. There it goes. One of the fun things too in this particular kit is this paper right here on top with the roses. They had a stamp in the kit that was exactly the same, and it had a matching die, and so you could actually cut these out, which I have right here, so you can see. Actually, I die cut those out of one of the other sheets of paper, because you get 2 pieces of the same paper. So that's really fun, I think, that you can do that. That's a really fun idea. So then you can use it to embellish your cards or your book. Right, last sheet before we glue this in to our flip book. We can get all the glue on here. We can get this going. Wow. I don't know what's going on here. There we go. Okay. So we line this up. All right. So this looks pretty good. Looks nice and straight. Okay, so that's what's going to go into our flip book. That waterfall effect. Okay, so here's the booklet again that we already did. Now I'm going to put glue right on this piece here, and that is what's going to go right here. Okay, and I will actually set this back just a tiny bit so you will see a little bit of these hearts. But remember, we don't want to get too close to the actual folding area of the spine, so that way the book has easy movement. So you can just kind of line it up with the cardstock that's already in there, making sure it folds over just fine. Okay. I'm going to run my crease tool right over that to get a firm. Okay, so look at that. So how cute is that? So open that up, and we've got all of our papers, all that pretty pattern paper. And there's our last page. Oops. Just need to press that in a little bit more. Get rid of that extra glue. All right. So let's let that set right there so it can stick it here. All right, so now we have the front to do. And what I did on this one, if you remember, I did the shaker. Really fun. So this one for a shaker, I chose a little bit different frame. And let me show you. This is from right here. It's called the Reverse Scallop Rectangle Dies, and so I used the largest one that they have. And that's what I did. And I actually cut two. So the top one is the pattern paper, and then I cut a piece of white, the thick cardstock. It's like 110 pound cardstock, and I glued that to the pattern paper one, so that way it would just be a little bit stronger. And then I added my acetate, your plastic piece right here, and then I added my foam tape. And I'm just doing the one layer of foam tape. I don't feel like I need to double that up, you know, pop it up even more, because we're just putting sequins in there, and so they'll still be able to move around just with the one layer. So I've already got that done for us, just to make it quick. I'm trying to wipe off, I got a cat hair on there. And that's gonna go on here. And then I also already did the Hugs enclosed little sentiment with this stamp set right here from this one. So super cute. There's lots of choices with this one, but I thought that would look really nice right there. And we can always add in some kind of flowers. And the set, the kit also comes with these really great like enamel dots. And here's our sequin mix that we're going to use. So let's get the sequin mix out. And I'm just going to go ahead and use, I think, all the sequins, because this is a pretty big window front, basically. So I think we can just use all of them. I've already used a few of them on a card that I made already when I very first got the kit. So this is not like the whole entire pack, but it is a lot. Try and get these into the center. I don't know, I always think it's fun to put a lot of sequins, or whatever you're using for your shaker card. I always think it's fun to put a lot. So it's going to go like that. So we need to squish that out a little bit so it's a little flatter. Yep, that'll work. Okay, so now we're going to peel the backing off of the foam tape. Hopefully here. There we go. And we will stick this down. Let's see if I can. There we go. This is really sticky. Okay. Now let's place this pretty much centered. Okay, we got a few that fell out, but that's okay. Okay, so now we've got all those fun sequins. That looks great, doesn't it? I love that. Okay. It looks like, I'm just going to peel this up for a minute. There is something caught right here. Let's see if I can get this out. It's like a fiber off of some yarn or something. Okay, there we go. That's better. Alright. So look at all those colors. That looks so cute. Okay, so that's done. So now we want to adhere our little envelope piece here. And I don't think, well, I don't know, I guess we could pop that up with some foam squares. Let's see what we got here. Got a couple of big ones. And I think all I have left are some kind of medium size we'll use. And I to be honest with you, I like to use a lot of foam squares. I really like it to be secure when I put it down, so I'm going to use a lot. Okay. I like to make sure I get the middle because I don't want it to like collapse in the middle because there won't be any support. So we'll get this on here. Sometimes too I use foam instead of a foam square, or I might use that foam tape and just run some lines of that. Let's get that square off. There we go. And then I'm just going to put it at a little bit of an angle. Okay. So it covers up a lot, but it's still all there. So I think that's cute. And then I wanted to use one of these. I have these two cutouts, and I'm thinking maybe I'll use that one. Put a few foam squares on this one. And then we're going to put some enamel dots. I really love the enamel dots that come with the Pink and Main because a lot of them have like a shimmer, like a glittery sparkle to them, which I think is really pretty. Okay. I'm going to add that in the corner. And you can tell I've used some of these already. They're so pretty. Alright, so I think maybe using, I'm thinking like maybe some of the teal because that color, I've used a lot of pink, and so it might be nice to use a color we haven't used very much of. I'm gonna hide one right there. Actually, oops. Let's put a tiny one over here. I know it's kind of like that whole, if you want to use odd numbers is what they tell you for these, for your embellishments. So I have 3 on here now, so you have to use 3 or I need to use 5, which I'm kind of feeling like maybe we add a little extra. Yeah, maybe we do a purple. No, I think I'm going to stick with the teal. I just like the teal. So there's another one over there kind of peeking out, and then I think I'm going to do a tiny one right there. Okay, so what do we think? Cute, right? We've got our great little ribbon here. Flip it open. If you wanted to, you could even add a pocket right here. And then you've got all your little waterfall pages. Look at all those pretty patterns. Really cute. And that's the end. There you go. So all set, ready to go. So I think this turned out really cute. And it's not hard at all to do. Hopefully you give this a try at home and you make one too. If you do, feel free to tag me. I'd love to see what you make. East Bay Stamp Chick, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook under East Bay Stamp Chick. And there's our 2 books that we did today. So thank you so much for joining me. If you love this video or enjoyed what you saw, then please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you can have more crafty fun come in, and make sure you don't miss a video. All right, thanks so much for spending time with me. See you soon.